How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. BlackRock is giving you 7 days, 1 week to buy 5 Ethereum. And there's a reason I'm saying this. There is a reason. I'm going to be going through that. We have the date of the Ethereum ETF. We have some interesting news from BlackRock here today. We also have some political news. And normally we don't cover politics on the channel, but with the whole Trump assassination attempt and with that really affecting the crypto market, obviously, Trump has been thought of as a very pro-crypto president. Well, we kind of have to cover the news now. And you won't guess the VP choice. It's someone that's actually been pro-Bitcoin in the past. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what's happening in the market. Let's talk about Michael Dell, who probably is Mr. 100. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this one. I'm making a lot of videos today. There's a lot going on. I have at least one more later today, maybe 2 more, and sometimes the notifications don't go out when I post so many videos. It stops at 3, but we're gonna push through. So continue to be on the lookout for a couple other interesting videos throughout the rest of the night. If you want to trade cryptocurrency, there's a link to Margex underneath the video. As you can see, we have a position up, 130% right now. Looking really juicy there. Also, there is a link to CoinW underneath the video as well, where you can trade cryptocurrencies on leverage. Both of these platforms are great, and both of them have airdrops going right now. So you can just hit the links underneath the video, hit join now, set up an account, and then you can get entered to win this free airdrop. Neither of them require KYC. Neither of them require you to use a VPN, although it's always smart to use a VPN anyways. Now, let's take a look at this. JD Vance is a good choice for VP. This is coming from Balaji, who's very pro-Bitcoin. He was the one that made the $1 million bet about Bitcoin, saying that was going to hit like $1 million this year or something like that. He says, Marine Corps veteran, best-selling author, successful tech investor, U.S. senator, understands military, media, tech, finance, and politics. Also, something I'm careful about speaking too much about different presidents' ages and saying that they should be younger. At least, it's one of those things you don't want to be ageist, but it's nice to see someone that's under 70, right? I mean, I think he's 39 right now, so it's nice to get some fresh blood. He's a U.S. senator from Ohio. Also, we have HODL15 Capital that says, also a Bitcoin max. He disclosed a $250,000 Bitcoin holding since 2022. So he's probably up a decent amount. This is between 100,000 and 250,000. I believe maybe it gives a little bit more information over here. Maybe it does say 250. But yeah, it is nice to see that someone successful that is invested in Bitcoin, has a vested interest in Bitcoin, is going to be the vice president, possibly. At this point, it looks like Trump will most likely win, right? That's kind of the general consensus right now from the polls and from the betting markets. And yeah, now it looks like Vance is going to be the VP, at least the VP elect, or whatever they phrase it as. And I should have said this at the beginning. I just got done with a workout, so I apologize. I'm a little bit sweaty here, but again, the content comes first. Dell CEO says it's fascinating that BlackRock CEO Larry Fink announced that he's a major believer in Bitcoin. Okay, so he's commenting on this. I believe Larry Fink was on CNBC because of the fact that they had earnings here today. And this is just like a clip. They had a good earnings. They double beat earnings per share, and revenue was better than expected. This has been the best performing ETF that they've ever seen. We are seeing large entities outside of BlackRock and outside of Fidelity buy up Bitcoin, like Mr. 100, who, I mean, there's a pretty solid chance that Mr. 100 is Michael Dell. Like, I'd say there's 30-40% chance, and the reason it's not higher is just there could be a lot of people. Not a lot of people, but there are a list of maybe 20-30 people that it could be. But Michael Dell seems like probably the most likely candidate for being Mr. 100, and he's saying, yeah, it's fascinating. Let's keep on pointing to the fact that one of the wealthiest people in the world, worth over $100 billion, continues to talk about Bitcoin. It's just, it's interesting to watch. Now, speaking of wealthy individuals buying crypto, apparently the ETH ETFs are going to launch Tuesday the 23rd. About 1 week from now, Balkunis Balkunis adds date. So he says, Nate's insights were right. Hearing SEC finally got back to issuers today, asking them to return all final S1s on Wednesday, including fees, and then request effectiveness on Monday after close for a Tuesday 7/23 launch. Okay, this is pretty cool. Obviously, we're talking about an altcoin here. It was huge news when this happened with Bitcoin, but we're talking about an altcoin. An altcoin, where does it stop, right? If Ethereum can have their own spot ETF, what stops Solana? What stops XRP? What stops all these other cryptocurrencies, right? It's much more likely to happen, and I'm just throwing out names there, right? But it's much more likely to happen with other cryptocurrencies, and it's not like they're all going to have the same punch. Even Ethereum, I don't think is going to be as impactful as Bitcoin. I don't think as many people will want to buy Ethereum as Bitcoin, but as you can see, the market likes this, right? 7.6%, and I've done full videos on how much Ethereum you need to retire. You can search the channel for it. It basically breaks down to, okay, how much money do you need to retire, like you specifically, and then where do you think Ethereum's price is going to be? One interesting thing is, I say you have 7 days to buy 5 Ethereum. Obviously, some people need more Ethereum if they want to retire on Ethereum than others. But let's just say this. Let's say Ethereum 10x's, or even better yet, like 11, 12x's over the next 10 years. I know that's aggressive, but just look at the bear market. Like it's already 4x from the bear market. So let's say it 10x's over the next 10 years and it goes to $40,000. I know that sounds crazy right now, but that's about a 10x. If you wanted to retire with $100,000 worth of annual expenses, and you want to withdraw 5% a year, okay, you want to withdraw 5% based on the 4% rule, but we'll call it the 5% rule because with Ethereum, maybe you get a little bit of staking rewards, maybe it just performs a little bit better. You take out 5% a year, that means that you'd need about 2.5 Ethereum sold every single year to be able to fund your expenses. So 5%, that means that you'd need about 50 Ethereum overall. And Ethereum continues to appreciate. So maybe the next year it's at 44,000, then 48,000, 52, and so on and so on. It keeps on appreciating. So then you have to sell a little bit less each year. But if you have 5 Ethereum right now, it sets you up to be on your way to 50 Ethereum. I'm not saying that you should get 50 Ethereum, especially if your net worth, let's say $30,000, right? You don't want to just put all your net worth in Ethereum right now just because of the ETF. The news came out that they're going to be trading in a week, so now it's pumping. It could always fall if it gets pushed back, or if it has a disappointing first day, or if Grayscale investor starts selling Ethereum. So I'm just saying that this is one step. As I've said in the past, it's kind of an arbitrary number. Even if you needed $100,000 to retire, 50 is an arbitrary number. It's 2% more than 49. It's 4% more than 48. And, it's an arbitrary number. It's not like everything changes when you hit that number, but it's good to have goals. Even if they are arbitrary, it helps you get where you want to be. It keeps you motivated. So yeah, maybe now is a time where you do want to stack a little bit of Ethereum just in case, in case some big company announces that they're buying some Ethereum. But honestly, as we've been talking about, it's better to buy during fear. We bought throughout the entire bear market. And I wouldn't go out of your way now that all the positive news has come out over the last week or two to go stack a bunch of Ethereum, because honestly, you could have done that just as easily. And I like to do it when there is fear in the market. So you could have done it when we were down 20% from here. And that is why I do talk about long positions. I open up long positions when there's a lot of fear, when we are at really far down numbers. And far down numbers, that's not a great way of putting it. But when we've fallen a lot, when we've taken big dips and we are around support, like back when we were at 53.5, I made a video saying, I think this is pretty much the bottom that the bottom was in. And part of that is, even if we fell further from 53.5, what's the next level? Well, we probably fall to the previous resistance at 53. Right? Do you wonder why we bounced off here? I think it's pretty obvious. And even if we were falling through here, well, 50,000 is a big area of support. So that's why I was putting in long positions when this was happening, when we were falling, instead of right now going out and buying a bunch of crypto, because I felt like there was going to be good news. There's a finishing of the bad news. So yeah, it just made sense to go out and make some purchases, make positions a little bit larger, some long positions. But hey, if you want to go out and buy Ethereum, the fact is you're probably still going to do pretty well. I don't think this is the end of the bull market. I think we're getting ready for the bull market. So yeah, if Ethereum, let's say, goes up to $8,000-$9,000, just short of that $10,000 mark that everyone thinks it will hit, well, you're still getting a nice maybe 2.5x out of it. So yeah, it is interesting. And this might be your last chance. Again, this is like the last 7 days before we have a massive buyer come into the space, which is BlackRock, Fidelity, right? These other ETFs that are going to start buying probably continuously. Again, I don't think it'll be the same thing as the Bitcoin ETFs. I think there's more purchasing power. There's just more demand for Bitcoin than there is Ethereum, but it's still going to be pretty strong compared to what we've seen in the past, most likely, with some big buyers coming in. Now, if you want, there are tickets to the Bitcoin conference. This is like the last week that you can get them. I guess you can get them next week, right when the conference starts, but who knows if they keep on selling for that long. So if you want some tickets, there's a link to the page underneath the video in the description. About four links down is the link to the tickets, and you can get an extra 10% off when you use my code. And yeah, if you want to start trading, there's the link to Margex and to CoinW, to WEEX, to BYDFI, to Blowfin as well. So definitely check out all those those links. And again, apologize. Got to put in the work for the bull run so that, my immune system's there. We're ready to go. We have the energy. So, yeah, sometimes we have to come straight from the workout. But let me know your thoughts about this. Let me know what you think about JD, Vance, and let me know what you think about someone back in their 30s. Again, possibly being the VP. And let me know what you think about BlackRock. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.